Hello, everyone, and welcome to our discussion today. My name is Samantha Pomeroy, Director of Pharmacy Services here at IPC, and I'm happy to be joined today by Julie Proscia, partner at Amundsen Davis Law Firm. Welcome.
Hi, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for having me.
Julie, while we hope our pharmacy members never need legal counsel, right? We do know that our pharmacy members are business owners, and especially in today's world, things come up. They come up. And that is why we have partnered with you, Amundsen Davis, to make sure our members are in the best hands. IPC pays the full retainer for our GPO members to have free access to the labor and employment frontline program that you offer. And we want to make our GPO members aware of this offering today. Can you tell us about Amundsen Davis and this program?
Absolutely, that would be my pleasure. First and foremost, just thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us the honor and the opportunity to partner with you, to partner with your GPO members. In the work that we've done with you over the past few years, it has been an absolute privilege. So I'm just going to start off and say thank you for that.
Thank you.
So who are we? Okay, so Amundsen Davis, we're a full service business law firm. We are centered in the Midwest with our physical footprint being in the Midwest, but our clients are all over the country. And although we're a full service business, meaning that we have a retail practice group and a corporate services practice group and so on and so forth, I'm part of the labor and employment practice group. I've had the privilege of being an attorney for about 20 years, a little over 20 years. Don't let the colored hair fool you.
Right.
And have been working with Amundsen Davis since 2009. As a labor and employment practice group, we represent members of management only. So that means it's you guys, the business owners, your general managers. We're talking to you guys, both small to mid-sized to large corporations, on all of your labor and employment issues. Our frontline program is our way to help you guys before it gets to litigation or anything where it gets large scale. It's our preventative type of program. It allows us to give you an opportunity to call, email, text, pretty much everything except for carrier pigeon. One of our attorneys 24/7, we give you our cell phones, our email, our contact office phone with top of the head legal questions. This isn't like, hey, I have this 42-page contract I need you to draft, but more something along the lines of, I have this question about HR related issues. Help me out. Talk me through it. What do I need to do for this?
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is a really good way for individual employers to be able to get legal advice and not be scared to do it. Because if you feel like you're going to get knocked for every time you talk to somebody and every second, you don't do it. And then it becomes a big thing because you didn't take the 15-minute call. This gives your GPO members the opportunity to hopefully either avoid completely litigation or to mitigate it substantially because you've already walked through the steps beforehand.
Right. So can you tell us about some of the, issues that could come up that you do offer counseling for in this program?
Sure. So some of the typical issues that we talk about when we're looking at counseling for this program are really related to employee issues. I mean, I think one of the most common ones that we get is about things like workers' comp. Like my employee is out on workers' comp or my employee is out on FMLA and they're not giving us documents or they're not talking to us. What do I do? Or we walk employers through things like termination related issues. This individual has performance related issues. What do I do? How do I terminate them? What are the risks for us to terminate them? And we also do things like we have a lot of template policies. I mean, a lot of things, are crafted for individual organizations, right? It's your policies for your vacation, just like, IPC has a vacation policy that's different than Amundsen Davis, that's different than X, Y, and Z. But we have some standard policies like FMLA or ADA that we will give you at no charge as well that you guys could utilize and start to build on later on.
Okay, that's great. That's a great resource.
Yeah. So when you're thinking about like what type of, not just like what type of questions, but like what type of areas does labor and employment cover? Because it's a little bit amorphous, like when you're saying it, think of it first and foremost as HR matters. And HR matters is anything that involves your employee. So I'm hiring somebody and they just tested positive for drugs, or their background check came back X, Y, and Z. Do I have to hire them? What do I need to do? Or I've got these performance related issues, or we want to fire them. We contest their unemployment. We've got a harassment complaint. How do I handle it? What do we need to do? We've got organization happening with unions sniffing around. I think that in the past, professional or retail type of establishments like pharmacies, like thought that they were kind of exempt. And while they started out with the bigger chains, they're really moving down to the independent pharmacies as well too. And it's something that we as organizations kind of need to look out for.
Right.
Compensation issues, staffing issues. So like, how do we, a lot of states are moving towards pay transparency laws where you have to advertise what the cost of the position is and you have to hire within that. So like, how does that work? Like a lot of times for most of us in this industry, people are physically there, but not all the times. We do have some remote employees, or we have employees like our general managers who will be going out on vacation someplace and they're going to be working in other states. How does that impact compensation? So there's a lot of different areas that labor and employment cover that we are happy to assist you with.
Thank you so much for that. I think a lot of our members, might not know that, that we offer this to, and it's for our GPO members. But a lot of them don't know that you all have this program and that we pay that full retainer for them to be able to access you, the experts, to talk about these different topics. And it's such a comfort that you all are there to, to help guide us and direct us through these things because they do come up. So I really appreciate you sitting down with me to discuss this today, and just kind of a quick overview of what the program is. So tell them again how they can get in contact with you or in contact with Amundsen Davis to utilize this free program.
Absolutely. So we've got listed my email address and my phone number. That is my cell phone number. So it will ping to me wherever I am. I check my email way too much. If for some reason I'm unavailable because I'm in court or at a client or whatever, my assistant also is checking my email. So she will put it to an individual, one of my colleagues, one of my fellow attorneys. Or if you get a question or we get a question that I don't know the answer to, because I am human and every once in a while that occurs, we'll set you up with one of the other attorneys, and we will always tell you, hey, so, this is going to go beyond the scope of the program. Now you've got a court case in like this,
right.
We can't, this isn't what we would consider top of the legal, top of the head, and then give you the opportunity to ascertain if you want to, proceed forward with us or utilize, a different resource. But what we want to make sure is that as GPO members, you're not scared to make the call or scared to make the email, and that you have that. And even if you know the answer, it's fabulous to do I cannot tell you how many times I'll have a client be like, so I actually know the answer, but I just want to do a double check because this person is adamantly telling me what this is. And you're like, but I know the sky is blue. We'll tell you the sky's blue.
Right. No, Julie, this is great. Thank you so much. And you guys heard it. She said that you can email her, call her, text her, really 24/7, and she'll get back to you. So we just wanted to make our GPO members aware of this valuable offering that we've brought to you. And we really hope that, that you take Julie up on her offer and utilize it when you have any sort of issue that arises that, is to deal with labor and employment. So thank you, Julie, for joining us. Thank you to our pharmacy members for joining us today and listening to this. And my contact is here on the screen as well if you need to get in touch with me. Thanks so much.
Thank you.